Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Giant Size X-Men issue number 1. I just want to blow through this really quickly because this was an absolute blow through of money. This was the biggest waste. The whole entire Giant Size X-Men line that Hickman has done, complete and total waste in my opinion. So I'm blaming Jonathan Hickman for the story and the words. Story and art, Russell Dauterman. Matthew Wilson on colors. VC's Ariana Maher on letters. Designed by Tom Mueller, and Dauterman and Wilson are the cover artists. Is a variant cover, two variant covers. One was by Alex Ross, that poor guy. Anthony Gambino in production. Hickman is to blame for being the head of X, and this issue is called Disintegration. Excuse me, Lee and Kirby are the creators of the original X-Men, and I don't think they would even like this book. There's a lot of fighting and action and blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, you get to see an AIM agent in here, which is like, the biggest shock to me was that this guy just didn't get murked. Because, I mean, you got all these people talking about, we don't want to pay you. And Storm's finally like, you saved my life, so I'm willing to pay you. That's really cool. Storm just put all these people in danger, and for what? Literally, they could have just murked her. Done. Bye. We'll resurrect you. And she's like on the Quiet Council, so that's an instant resurrection. That's like you get moved to the front of the line. But there's this whole, I have pride because I'm a god. You're not a goddess. Shut up. Like this, I love Storm. Storm is one of the most amazing characters in all of comic books, all the time, ever and forever. Absolute freaking amazing character. And when you write her like this, it's like, I'm going to put all these people's lives in jeopardy. Mind you, everybody that was involved there, every single person that was there who was not Storm is not going to the front of the line. So they got a long time. They got the pain of potentially getting killed by going into the world and sending all these people into the world and whatnot. And at the same time, they're going to wind up staying dead for a lot longer period of time than she is. So this really just, it didn't make her look royal or dignified or something like that. No. A good goddess would not want to sacrifice people for herself. Like, I could have sworn at some point they were going to point out, I even mentioned in some of the reviews, the Giant Size X-Men reviews, I said, at some point, they're going to say why she can't be resurrected if this virus is in her, this machine virus. I said that because I was certain there was no way that they were going to say, oh yeah, you could just, and meanwhile, here's Monet just talking about, oh, why don't we just kill you? You know what I'm saying? And same thing with freaking Emma. Why don't we just kill you? And then just done. This was a terrible series. This Giant Size X-Men was a giant size trash heap. I am genuinely disappointed that this was made in the first place. Maybe something else will come out of it. Phantom X is going to stay in here now instead. We never explained that he's out and now he's going to go in and all this stuff, and I just don't care. I really don't care. This is an insult that they bothered making these Giant Size X-Men books. I had a problem with every single one of them beyond the shadow of a doubt, and now that they've been put out, there's nothing else. Waste. Thank you for wasting my time, Marvel, Hickman, and whomever. I don't care if X-Men number 12 was that good and whatnot. He definitely made up for it. Like there's this thing. There's some people who do good deeds and they do really good things and they get an endorphin high from doing those things. But what else they get is they get a little bit of, like, they choose to use that level of clout to then hurt people, to be disrespectful to people, right? To just kind of watch people, whatever, to expect that, hey, I done a couple of good things. I done my good deeds for the day. F that person and their struggle and their pain. And maybe I'm even going to just be mean to somebody because, I've seen that. I've seen that a lot of times. We've talked about in sociology class that there are people who are like that. I'm starting to wonder in some point or another if Hickman's doing that. It's like you just made one of the best books out there for the Dawn of X, boom, right here. But meanwhile, you go and you give us this and all of the Giant Size X-Men that came before that. Shame on you. Legit shame on you. That's dirty. That absolutely. And And I'm talking about the editors. I'm talking about everybody who allowed these giant-size X-Men books to be put out. And then they're still going to put out another giant-size X-Men book where they're just going to, be like, oh, yeah, this is to honor Dave Cockrum. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to do new art. They're going to let everything stay the same except for Dave Cochrum's art. So other people are going to do it instead. Yes, we're going to honor you we're all going to do your art instead. You know what? I'm going to put it this way. Nobody, not a single person should buy that. Is any of that money going to Dave Cockrum's family? Huh? Is anything good going to come of that? No. It's a bunch of artists getting together and Marvel and like, we're going to make some money off of this. Nah. I'm putting this out there right now. This huge shame on Marvel and everything Marvel for this being put out, and I could care less about the good things they've done. This is disrespectful. All of these giant-size X-Men books are disrespectful. And the final one, this freaking tribute to Dave Cockrum by We're All Going to Draw His Stuff Instead, that book should get 0 sales. If I was ever, this is one of the reasons why Marvel will never hire me for something, because I'm going to speak truth to power. The bottom line is, everybody should pirate that book instead. That should be the most pirated book in the history of creation. Don't even read the book. Just go on and pirate the book. Get some kind of a torrent download or something, just simply to be able to give a big F-you to Marvel and give them some kind of a message. Screw you, Marvel, with these giant-sized wastes of comic books. Goddamn shame on you. I am so done with this nonsense, man. This is one of the reasons why I'm not even excited for A Ten of Swords. We don't even have a choice to read any kind. All of our X-Men reading is done if we're not interested in Ten of Swords. There is no comic book for us mutant fans, us X fans, if you don't want to read the Ten of Swords. Yo, these tactics, damn dirty. I'm out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Like the video if you want to give Marvel a big F-U. Class dismissed.